Oh, and the outside wall goes to 26. Look out! He's going to get in with the 1. Spins around. Caution flag is out. For the first time tonight, the 1 of Jason Gracia slides down. Stan Hausman collected this as well and forced to lock it down to a stop is Jason Shu. The 62 way up the track. Travis side clips the outside wall. Goes down, and there goes the 83. Allman spinning around hard into the outside wall. Collects the 102 of Micah McReynolds. The 31 spinning around, and the caution flag finally waves as Aaron Mack will loop it on the backstretch. There's a lot of cars. Darling throwing it up the middle line, taking Michael Mooney with him as Darling trying to make it. Oh, look out! He's going to get hooked by Michael Mooney into the outside wall. Devin Pirog goes with him, and that's going to collect a couple. Now heads up, watch out for the second pack. They're going to come screaming in, and a huge pileup on the front straightaway. He tried to get in line and just hooked in the right rear. Christopher Darling spun him up into Pirog. Stan Hausman got in there as well, and then you got the 62 that took a hard whack. The 22 car spun around. The 41 just snuck through there. I have to get right on board with him. Here comes the second pack. Oh, hard hit for the 26 who came flying in. The 15 as well. There in the spotter stand. It all started to pile up as they got down and in towards. Oh, yes, he did. No lucky dog today. There was a second wreck way up the road even. So a few problems then all over the racetrack. And it kind of all started at the back straight. The 27 and the 86 got into it, and it was just pandemonium from there. And all this happening right in the middle of green flag pit stops to boot. Driver the 53. All 3 wide and contact with the 26. That 53 car slammed the outside wall. TJ Allman got a pretty big piece of it. Had nowhere to go. And that sends the 53 car down and into the infield grass. And he's going to spin back up and almost tags that outside wall again. Andrew, take a look as Hyde. Whoa, boy, all sorts of loose. Overcorrects and slams into the outside wall. Huge hit for the 62 as he is forced into pit road. Checking in on this one, it is going to be Michael Mooney. 3 wide, comes off the wall, clips the 92, sends him hard into the outside wall, and he is going to collect the 21 as well of Chris Sawyer. So spin the 92 car of Branson around and onto the back straightaway. In turn numbers 1 and 2 as we take another look. Gosh, that is a hard hit. Right on board, and this is going to be a nail biter. The 26 just tracks down, and oh my God, that is a tremendous hit for that 39. Right on board. That is about the fastest place on the circuit that you could possibly hit, and that is one of the worst places where you could hit as well. Luke got a bad bump from McDougall. That hooked him down into Ben Mashburn and hard into the outside wall, almost up and over. Munazzi Major, Carlton Charles get involved. They slam the outside wall. Cantonio, one of the outside pull sitters, is involved. And an absolutely huge hit for Plout and Moore. We'll take one more look. This is one that's at speed, and watch the hits. The 81 gonna get hooked. And that is, again, about as hard of a wreck as you can have at one of the fastest points on the circuit. And how about that? Tim Branson goes up top. Darley's still on the bottom. Drifting back. And no one's going to get there. Or will they? A drag race off the corner. Here comes Mashburn to the line. And Mashburn picks him off by just a few thou at the stripe. As this kind of all falls apart here relatively quickly. And now right there, a bit of three-wide action. They all come together, and that's a hard lick into the outside wall for the driver to the 55. No wonder he got spun up and around. Heavy, heavy whack into the outside fence. Take another look at speed. Just a bit of three-wide contact, and I think that was Levier that got into that mess as well. We'll ride. And just behind them, Josh Madugo. Wow, trouble behind. Look out. Hard into the outside wall for the 21. Chris Sawyer goes around. Oh, and a more contact. As Chris Sawyer gets into that, Michael Mooney slams the outside wall. Just nowhere for him to go, and tanks that outside barrier. And just gets unsettled in the transition, loops the back end, and spins that right around and nose that car into the outside wall. Not at all the way these guys wanted this race to go down. Take another look back. Corey Danielson already the 92. Corey Danielson already the 92 as Tim Branson is sideways up the road. Corey Danielson was bobbling out. And looking like the 92 hooked it back up the racetrack and put one of these cars hard into the outside wall. The 41 looped it around. The 6 of Doug Milliner looped it around. And that's a heavy lick into that outside fencing as well. Well, have you ever seen a race start like this before? I mean, this is definitely a new one for me. There's Tim Branson already in progress, losing the back end. Slams Ben Mashman into the outside wall. Into the dog leg here. He's just going to lose the back bumper of the transition. Slides down, just barely avoids the pit wall, but he does nose that car pretty heavily into the dog leg barrier. And then up the road, Martin Plout. Losing the back end, overcorrecting, and slams hard into the outside fence. Take a look at this. There was the 41 breaking sideways, comes up and nails Jason Shu. The 40 of Emmett Lindquist gets involved, and that may very well put Corey Danielson out of the race, Jason Shu out of the race. That little transition to the apron to help rotate the car. He's going to get turned! Max spins around, and that's yellow flag number 4. Ryan Shelton taking that one high and wide. Around the top, around goes Gracias. The number 1 spinning it around. He's going to lose it. Slides up into traffic, and the caution is out. Out of the final corner here. As he's just going to spin up the throttle a bit. Yep, overcorrects and loses the number 11 car. Spins all the way around, goes for a long slide into the infield. And that's going to bring that number 11 car to a stop. And whoa, Andrew Levier started to lose it at the 26, spun back up, and just nailed Tim Branson. And the caution flag has just flown as Branson. Milliner was following his line, and Causey wasn't lifting. All things considered, that could have been a bitch. Gets into the wall, and Darling, I think, got into Ross and spun him around. Aaron Mack was sideways in the background as well. This is with the 31 as he just got loose by himself out of turn 2. Turned himself across the nose of Devin Pirog. Drifted down, and big hit with Mike Morcrid. At speed. Just that little bit of a tip is all it takes, and around goes Lindquist, hard into the wall, and then here's the whack. I think Lindquist locking it down, trying to keep it out, and he just couldn't get it done. Devin Pirog getting in there as well. This is on a drive. Take a look at this wreck at speed. And yikes for Carlton Charles. Yeah, I mean, Weinmiller did blink out, but Darling did stick it up the middle as well, so nothing Ben Mashburn did wrong there. The track. Charles lifted a little bit, and then he got run over by McRunnels. Jason Shu having to lock it down. Sizable hit into the inside wall there for the number 86. Oh, and around goes Plute, hard into the outside wall. Mashburn goes with him, down to McFadden. Crashing up into turn number one. Branson involved, Mooney involved. And a multi-car incident at halfway. And they're slowing up a good bunch. I think they're trying to make it to the end on field. Oh, contact! Around goes Michael Mooney into the outside fence. And Gracia says he ends up spinning it around, and this is just clipping those anti-cut curbs and loops the back end of the Max Graphics number 1 around as he jumps on the brakes. And just loops it around. Sorry, this is not at turn 1. This is down at 11 or 12. As he's just going to lock up the brakes, going way too hot, and goes into the Tech Pro. The toe to pit road after this incident as he goes off of the final hairpin, and again, second time he stuffed it into the Tech Pro. In fact, he got stuck there. It's not going to stop it though, to the inside. Oh no! Contact! Around goes Gracias. Done for the race lead. Shelton will swing through the field as Jason Shu and Doug Miller both had issues. Whoa! Shu way off the track, and he in fact found the barriers. Oh, just loses the back end and spins it around, and he takes. He doesn't lose it on the entry, but he sure will on the exit. Spins up the tires and just keeps it out of the wall. Look out though, as he'll reverse right into Tim Branson. Can't get it done to the second corner. Andy Levier having a huge off. Oh, that's a hard hit into the wall at turn 9. Weimiller on the left-hand side, and they ended up coming together, spinning the 11 car out. Just taking too much curve, bumps over the curbing there and loops the 102 movement machine around. You see Josh McDougall just in front. He was just trying to survive all of this mess behind, and then watch this as they try to go 3 wide in a corner that's only 2 lanes wide, if that. They make contact, and Darling shoves Weimiller into McDougall. They all go off, but McDougall comes off the worst. This is, whoa, look out as he is going to take a high-speed spin and clatters into the K-rail there. What has happened here? So Darling on the opposite end of the racetrack. Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, Weimiller way too hot and just sent it in. Take a look as Sheldon hopped over the curb. Kazi got the nose in. Just leaned on him and just turned him around. Down the backstretch towards 11. And again, they get so close, and around goes Weimiller. Weimiller is turned right behind Joseph Kazi and just loops the back end. And just like always, too hard on the brakes. And he just loses the back end. And oh! Emerson. Whoa! Holy cow! Where was McFadden going? McFadden goes in way too hot as he was trying to catch the back of Emerson, and Emerson, what on earth was that? McFadden was never making that corner, and Emerson did end up going around as a result of that contact. Watch this as he's just going to come in from stage left and boom! Nails the 73. Just loops it on the exit of the corner. He was just taking it out of that final corner and got a bit too throttle happy. Got in the grass, and that looped him immediately into the wall. Just script there, then there's Jason Shu way off the track, and again, hard into the Tech Pro. And the McRunnels got turned by McDougall, who was also trying to lap him, so that's what spun McRunnels around. As the Wonder Brand Mustang will again clip the AstroTurf, spin around, and he just nicks the pit wall. Joseph Causey retiring. Whoa, well, there we go. Darling throws it away. Hops the curb. We just cannot keep these cars out of trouble. That's in the final sector, too, as he just spins it way off into the gravel pit.
The 11 of Darling diving it in on the inside. Christopher Darling from P4 on the grid. Oh, netcode contact for the race lead. Gracias goes around off the nose of Shelton. Oh, and the 48 gets spun from the front. Noses it into the outside wall down into turn number 1. He's still got some front end damage, so both the 1 and the 48 are going to be walking away from this lap 1 incident with some relatively serious damage. And there are no fast repairs, so that's they've got plenty of time to right the wrong, right? They've got plenty of time to fix the damage, but these are all these guys tonight. Still pretty cold tires as they're bumping and banging through 3 and 4, just leaning on each other too hard out of turn number 4. The 40 gets turned head on to the outside wall. Second accident in 10 laps we've seen coming out of turn number 10. It's turn after Morkrid slammed the inside wall out of turn number 2 on the restart. Yeah, not the angle you want to hit the inside wall at. That left front fender is, this is the easiest oval to lock up on. I don't know what it is, but it's just so easy as we see it right there down into turn number 1. Perfect timing. Third call. Oh my goodness, the T-bone out of nowhere. What's the saying? The missile calculates where its target is by where it isn't, and BAM! I mean, goodness gracious! It was fantastic that the 3 was there, able to clear his way for him on the top side. Man, tough to see the 40 come back on the racetrack, but I don't really think there's anything else he could do. I mean, completely out of control. That's what sent him down to the bottom line. And then he had nothing to do but come up because there was no way that car was making the corner at that speed. Wow. Interesting job getting through here, watching the onboard camera. On top of the roof, great job getting on the brakes. Oh, that's fantastic. 88, crazy sketchy coming out of the corner. Yeah, look at him, just fishtailing. 1 and 2 tried. I mean, you could tell he was off the throttle the whole time. They were losing a ton of time to the group in front. But they're able to save it as we're looking at Travis Hyde in the 62 coming out of turn number 2. Actually, a little bit further back. That's going to be coming out of turn 2, just loose all by himself, and then out to the outside, clobbers the 83. Heavy damage to the front bumper. I might have forgot about Michael Mooney coming in there. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The first one definitely not an arc brake because the 46 coming down the racetrack. But this one, oh yeah. Once we watch the onboard from the 88, like our producer is not going to give the benefit of the doubt to the 88. Wow. He didn't really see him. The A-post was blocking him for a good chunk of that corner. So, and then whenever he finally did see him, I think he just made the mistake of getting on the brakes. Once you get on the brakes, you're going straight. You're not turning. So, it is what it is. Taking a look at what happened to Hyde coming out of turn number 2. Bam! Big impact to the inside wall, and that explains that is internet racing for you. That is internet racing's version of a blown tire. And in this instance, it takes out the 53 of Mike Morkrid. Hutchinson in the 28. Oh. Branson? Yeah, Branson obviously just got loose coming out of the corner and right rear the 28. There was absolutely no intent behind that. And I get why the 28 is upset, but there was no intent. It was just racing, and the 92 lost it. It's not that serious, and then he brake checked them entering the pit road. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I totally, again, I mean, dude, that's so minor, and the contact was so minor between the two too, but it just was enough to send the 28 to the outside fence. Like, I don't know. There wasn't much in it, but at the end of the day, it happened. They had a little bit of a pissing match after. It happens. The 83 though, off the pace, getting lapped. Oh, the 40 came up, but than what we're coming through through the microphone to the stream, but obviously through the in-car camera, you just cannot tell, man. You have no idea that like the way that the banking is and the way that the corner is shaped is perfect. To where if a car is stopped sideways like that, you just cannot see. I mean, to single file himself out into second place. Oh, heavy contact coming out of turn number 2 for the 6. Major impact for Doug Milner. Milner's the one that did the deed, right rearing him out of the corner. Oh, thank goodness this is not real life. That would have hurt so bad. And McFadden couldn't go anywhere either. Trying to miss it low to 88. A lot of accidents, a lot of heavy accidents here tonight in the Speed Tires Plus Cup Series. Been fun to watch. A lot of heavy impacts. Oh, man. Josh McDougall going around through 1 and 2. Just about had it saved, but overcorrect on the exit. A little bit further back for the 5th place position. That could be it. Charles in the middle, 3 wide. Oh, he gets turned coming out of turn number 2. And there it is. Charles called it on the YouTube chat. Unfortunately, the only time I see a blown motor result in you spinning out like that at the same time is a downshift, I feel. To the back bumper of Shelton, he moves him up the racetrack. Shelton's skating sideways. He's spinning up into the outside wall, noses it head first into the outside wall of turn 2. Oh! He gets clipped, almost destroyed. Is the more difficult corner to do the bump and run in this racetrack. I really feel like 3 and 4 is the better one to do it. There, you just got too far on the left rear quarter panel and sent the 99 around. It's Ryan Shelton entering turn number 1. I thought it was the 53. It was actually the 99. So bad goes to worse for the 99 through turns 1 and 2, and now looking at the 39 of Stan Hausman through 3 and 4. I don't quite know what happened to him to lose the car here, but he ends up coming across the line in 5th, but he just loses it. Out of turn number 4, loses his spot to the 82. Rex back up across the field, and a couple other drivers just wrecking behind. Honestly, not even involved, but they just ran up on the 39 and hit him and scattered across the racetrack in front of. This one kind of felt like a beer league race, I gotta be honest. crazy race from the Richmond Raceway for the Speed Tires Plus Cup Series. Huge impact for the 6. Still heavy battling all throughout the field, just on the second lap coming into turn 3. Plute is that the 81 of Plute going around, gets tagged by the 46, and that's going to be caution number 1 around the racetrack. Keeping that number 24 up front. The 62 tags the wall, comes back down, hits the 39 and spins him back into the outside fence. Lap number 2. That's not good, but you really don't want to be out on the asphalt out there. If you put 2 right side tires on the asphalt, nah, your corner's killed. Oh, that's not a way to have it either. 88 goes spinning, stopped in the middle of the racetrack, and the caution finally comes out in his first race in the Speed Tires Plus Cup Series. So unfortunately, his debut not going well in the 51. He'll have plenty of time to get that stuff fixed on pit road, but still, you don't want to. Ultimately, no harm, no foul. Just drops a couple positions. 22 runs it narrow off of turn number 2 again, and right rears the 40 into the outside fence. I mean, a pretty hefty accident coming out of turn number 2. Restarts. Oh, the 15 goes hard at the outside fence, then gets turned by Weinmiller down to the inside wall. Big stack up on the back straightaway. I don't understand the weight transfer in these things, man. It's just so unnatural feeling whenever you have that type of oversteer. I'm telling you, I felt it a million times with this next gen car. Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet. He just door checked them down the middle of the straightaway. So the 51 of Vincent finish him off while he was up at the wall. It's a little interesting. Yeah, he turned right. I don't know what that was from. Yeah, he was definitely got a little nudge, but still, that's what it is. What it is. Under yellow for the 10th time tonight. Fair to him, and I said this Tuesday night whenever I ran a Martinsville, or whenever I called a Martinsville race, I would never, ever in a million years. Like the first race that I run in a league. We saw Garcias have that issue coming out of turn 2. That's Emerson getting into the left rear of Plute, which seems to have caused everything, and Garcias... Oh, that one down the front straightaway. That was the slowest flip I've ever seen in my life. There's no way. That didn't even look, I mean, what? Can we have this on replay for the rest of the race? Like, I just want to watch this over and over again. Oh, he didn't even hit the curb! He didn't even hit the curb! I thought the curb sent him over. He didn't even hit it. What? I'm just so lost. I mean, dude. Okay, I call iRacing a game because, I mean, yeah, it's a simulator, but I play it as a game, right? It's a video game. But you take the simulator aspects and you understand, man, this is a simulator. But then you see something like that, and that doesn't look very simulator to me. That's awesome. Not stop thinking about this. He doesn't even hit the curb. I'm so lost, man. He was revving that thing up after it flipped. Oh man. Yeah, and here what's happening, you know, the 3's just, you know, he's utilizing that outside line, but, you know, if you're taking that wide run, you're going to be carrying more speed on the outside because it's a wider turning radius. It's just simple physics. But once you get to the exit of the corner, McFadden 3 wide all of a sudden coming out of the corner. The 6 had a really good run through the center of the corner, but ultimately makes it 3 wide as the 62 was way out to the outside. And unfortunately, that's the accident we get coming through the corner. Under the 102, he does sketch it out just a little. Okay, never mind. He does spin it. Tags the inside fence. He's going to lose a couple spots since he stopped too. My spotter told me I was clear. I don't know why his spotter told him he was clear. Actually, he was clear. Never mind. That angle told me a totally different story. Mooney misses the braking zone just a little bit, moves the 15 up, and then just again, he starts coming down the racetrack, and once you're loose coming down, if you ever corrected to the right, Gurek did the right thing though, driving down the inside, driving where he was. Driving where Morkert was, I should say, anyway. Sometimes they're not tonight. Which I know that was a late dive, but you just can't pinch that early in the corner. And Weimiller just loses it coming out of the corner, even after the cautions come out. He's going to loop it every time. And that's not even a late move from Shelton. He's there the entire time. And I really think he got tapped in the right rear. But I'm going to wait to say it until I see exactly what happened. Yeah. It's exactly like every other wreck we have seen come out of turn number 4, which that's phenomenal. I gotta be honest, that's cool as hell. But it's just like every single wreck that we've seen come out of turn 4, where you're just running way too high, out of the zone, out of the groove, and you've got wheel put into it, coming out of the corner, and you're having to put throttle into it. The only difference was this was coming to a restart. Why are we at the fence? You had to put that much wheel into it because you were running the fence. So, I mean, I don't know. Why would you run the fence on the restart? I can't believe how high it got. Discord machine. As we look at an accident, what happened on the back straightaway? Shoe on the outside. Not anything to do with Shoe. I mean, he gets involved, but it's not his fault. Ryan Shelton and the 102 Michael McReynolds. Looked like McReynolds made a little bit of a mistake there, and Levier was at a super speedway entering turn number 3.
Off the corner, and sure enough, just got loose, and oh man, heavy lick into the fence. That's a harder hit than I thought. Hutchinson, Gracias, and Major. Oh, contact, and oh, look out! Hard into the inside wall for the 28 of Hutchinson. Big crash on the back straightaway. Whoa, whoa, look out! Oh, hard crash into the wall goes Allman, and that will be caution number 2. Slides down and nails McFadden, and that all came out because Ryan Shelton was trying to get to pit road. Endures Pirog for about the 4th lap in a row. Shelton gets in as well, and over to the outside wall. Big problem for the points leader. Shelton spins, slides into the infield. And that is big damage for the 9-9 car coming into this race, over 20 points clear with the lead. There you see Pirog getting spun around, and then there's the hit that collected the 53, and then here comes Allman, try to go to the inside, and hole closed. Charles did a good job to get around that. It's unfortunate that the same couldn't be said for some of his competitors. Just a little hit is all it takes, and around they go. On board with Allman. Watch Emmett Lindquist here. Yeah, right there, they made a bit of contact, and it was just on from there. Cantoni did made a good call to jump down to the bottom, as did Mark McFadden. And around goes the field. Right. Shuffled out of line as Mooney will be almost going to take it 4 wide. 1 car to the wall. Gracias into the wall. Now we're going around. Jason Shue involved, and somehow we save it. No, he stays on the racetrack, and then he just turns down. What in the world was that all about? Not far enough, and hooked hard to the wall by Mooney, it looked like. And slid down and almost went hard into the inside wall, but that knocks Mark at a better angle on the lead up to this. Looking like it was just a bad bump for Nazi Major on the coming around turn 2. And that was all she rode, and you can tell that's a heavy whack into the wall. Both of those cars were forced. Someone in the pit row. Ben Mashburn still is on the racetrack. It was a very square hit, so as boom. Hard hits into the outside wall for both of those drivers. On board with Hausman here. A tight moment there, coming out of turn number 3 and 4. We're 4 wide, middle of the pack, and around they go. Crashing big time into the outside wall. Allman, the pole sitter, around again. Caution number 3, and that could kill the chances on Darling, Shelton, Lindquist, all going for a race win. After they went 4 wide, Weinmiller on the bottom got up into the 28. Allman got hooked around. Whoa, Michael Mooney up and into the air on top of Levier. Jason Shue got kicked around. Quite a few cars getting big damage there, and they were wrecking up the road as well. And oh, the 28 took a vicious hit into the inside wall. Take a look back up as Michael Mooney going for a whale of a ride. And then, wow, Micah McRonald's just running over Doug Milner and spinning them both into pit road. Woo, what a ride. Then this is going to be on board with the car that was directly behind Mooney. On board with Levy, and you saw a very wild look. And then this is going to be on board with Corey Hutchinson, the driver that also got a face full of the 88's grill. And then hang on, as he's going to drive all the way backwards. No brakes. Boom! Heavy shot into the inside wall. What happened there? Micah McRonald's just crashed under the safety car, being pushed by Travis Hyde. I just turned him. What was that all about? 3 wide, almost for the lead. 3 wide for second. White flag, 4 wide, crashing. Big pile up, big one, part 2 entering turn 1. Oh, and a huge collision. Minazzi Major up on his side. Multiple cars involved. As this field fell apart, Ryan Sheldon and more all getting collected into the outside wall. And watch as the second pack comes flying up on them, kicking Minazzi Major on his side with multiple hard hits. You see Mashburn already looking to go 3 wide up on the top shelf, and looking like the 83 just spun the tires. Caused a massive stack of 5, 6 already involved, and then they just come flying in from behind. There's at least 5 bunched up on the inside wall. Doug Miller took a hard lick. So did the 26 of Levier. Jason Shue was involved. Michael Mooney was in there. It's a big crash for just the opening laps of this race. Watch that 83 car way up on the outside of Tim Allman. He just spins the tires up. And everyone else behind is throttling up, trying to get up to speed, and there's just nowhere to go. Major. Oh, contact! Look out! Minazzi Major slides out. That's Josh McDougall, sorry. He'll spin to the bottom. Yellow is out for the second time tonight. Here. He's got the 27 of Carl Charles right behind it. Oh, Charles runs him over. Spins with the track and body slams the outside wall. That's a big hit into the outside fence, and that puts us under caution flag racing for the 3rd time this afternoon. They come to pit road, and oh no! Hard lick into the pit barrels. No, that's in turn 3. And that was because he downshifted too quickly. What in the world? That was Mashburn trying to scare Josh McDougall into running wide. Whoa, contact behind, look out, into the inside wall, and around goes Branson. 35 laps to go, and we got a car stopped on the front straightaway and sideways. No yellow yet, but here comes the leader. Again, coulda, shoulda been. Oh, there's the hit. A big hit. That takes out Kevin Cantonio. And that has just cleaned Tim Branson out. Hard hit into the inside wall for Josh Emerson to boot. And then here comes Branson getting back up onto the racetrack. Gracias comes along, no problems. This is the big hit though. Boom! Just clothesline Cantonio. Oh, McDougall up hard to the outside wall. Max spins around, Pirog's around. Caution out again. Carlton Charles wrecked as well in the Cool Runnings Racing Machine. This will be a proper look at this here as they come off of a turn 4 and look to the inside. Just got loose, and man, that's a hard lick. Believe that to be the 5th time tonight at speed. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing Mashburn can do there. That's on Mac through and through, I'm afraid. This is attempt 1 of 2. Green flag is back in. Oh, never mind! As Vincent goes around hard into the inside wall. No yellow yet, though. We'll keep this green. How about that as Josiah Vincent slides to the inside and walks into the end of turn 102. Oh, contact. Putting the 43 onto the apron. Good save. Slip back up, and Micah McReynolds drills the back bumper. I think he got tagged as well by Tim Branson, so a pretty big stack up there. And a rough ride for the pack. That could have been a lot worse, and lucky that that was not any worse than it was. Just got stacked up and couldn't really go anywhere for the 28 machine. What's happened here to Lindquist? Trying to come back down to pit road and just loops it on the apron. Slides out and eventually loses it altogether. Wild spin there for Lindquist, under caution. Further behind, Ben Mashburn still on those old tires. Oh, gets into it with Carlton Charles, slides out, trying to hang on, and he's going to get punted by Tim Branson up into the outside wall. Joey Barrett gets into him, and the caution is out for the second time tonight. Coming in last minute there was Mike Morcrid. See, Mashman's starting to lose it and finally just goes fully around. And just locked it up, went hard into the outside wall. Coming out of turn number 2 here, Josh Emerson just drifts up into him, spins the 46 around, and look at the save that Pirog had coming down off of turn number 2. That was well held to push into the 32nd bracket. 3 wide in the mid-pack. Whoa, boom, look out! Hard into the outside wall for Pirog. Around they go. On the back straightaway. Levier around, McFadden around, Shoe around. Multi-car crash on the back straightaway. And picks up at the end of a race like this. I mean, I think McFadden was loose. I mean, the way that car lifted out of the throttle and how he was nowhere near the wall, I really do think he got really loose. That would be one of the only explanations for why that wreck would have happened the way it did. They see McFadden go pretty heftily into the outside wall. Levier backed it in. Oh, and hard hit into the outside wall. A horrendous crash for McDougall as that car kicked up into the air, and he is drilled by Mike Morcrid. Huge, terrible crash up in turn 1 with a monster of an impact into the outside wall. Josh Emerson just coming up from the bottom, clobbering the 45, that Charles almost kicked the 45 up and over. You look away for 2 seconds, and that's what happens. And then flying in full speed was Mike Morcrid, absolutely pile driving the 45. And watch the mirror. Oh. It's a hard lick into the wall, and this is on board with Carlton Charles. Had a front row seat to this whole thing starting. Try to back it down, there was not enough time. And then with Morcrid. He tried to slow down too. There's just, when a car's been unpredictable like that, and I'm not blaming that on Josh McDougall at all, there's just not a lot you can do. Turn numbers, well, he comes into the trial here. Oh, it was a big stack up the field. And that sent McFadden into the infield grass. Ben Garcia's a little further up the road, had this problem on the back straightaway. Just got loose by himself, and watch the wheel work to keep that car off the inside wall. Back. And so he's been hooked by the 43. High speed spin and slams into the wall. Tough break there for Tyler Greger in the 05. Take a look at speed of what happened to Doug Milner here as... Oh, what in the world? Oh, that's a hardware failure. Big time hardware failure for Milner. Watch the wheel inputs here. Yep, that is a hardware failure through and through. It almost looked like you had a tire go down. Take a ride on board though, and it'll tell the story. That wheel completely disconnected. Wheel turned hard right. All throttles pinned to maximum. Out of speed. Boy, he is lucky that those drivers saw him coming. At speed, and watch these just pushes way too wide. He body slammed that outside wall big time. Taking a look. Exterior road, caught that bump. And around, spins the 8-1, noses it into the inside wall, and stopped it on the apron. There was no caution. He got himself back rolling. And here. Oh, Darling got loose again, and this time collected Ryan Shelton. And it's just coming off of turn number 2. The back end steps around. That is a huge lick into the inside wall. Again, great job to recover that, but then seconds later, here comes Joey Barrett. Same exact mistake, almost the exact same part of the racetrack. And then out of turn 2, Hausman brings out the yellow with this spin. He's down into turn 1. Battles number 12, and Day's gonna get turned. Slides up the track and hang on. He does not. He bounces back into Branson. No caution though. 2. Oh, and hard into the outside wall. Mashburn losing control. That car's broke. And he's gonna bring it to a stop, and the yellow is out. And not gonna get there for any. Whoa, look out, Days. The Highline Motorsports driver going around into the outside wall, and a quick yellow out once again on the speedway. So this is initially what happened. Michael Mooney got loose, punted Charles into the outside wall. Then along comes Vincent. He's going to lose control, tags the wall, slides out where Charles hits him again. And they don't come together. Emerson just loses control. He slams into the wall. And then coming down to turn 3, he does try to slow down, and I don't think realized Hutchinson took a violent impact into the wall. It's monstrous for Corey Hutchinson. And I mean, this angle does not do it justice how hard of a leak that was, but I think the fact that the car lifted up on 2 wheels. Ouch. It's a heavy shot that he took into the wall. Oh yeah, he downshifted I think a little bit too aggressively because that sent that back end around. Big time awry for the 92. And oh boy, look out. To the inside, slams hard right into that opening on the inside. That is tough and a hard hit. Just lost control coming off of turn 2. Spun down, and gosh, that is the worst place you could possibly hit a wall at this racetrack. There's a look at that spin at speed. It's a pretty hefty whack. So a lot of them have not come down to pit road. Oh, contact! Days went around, Mashburn hard into the wall. Big damage with the 23. He is hard into the fence. And he came together with Sedarius Hayes down to the bottom and just locked up. Something broke on that car. Went hard into the outside wall. And now Darling into the outside. Oh no, trouble! Oh no! Darling around! That'll bring out the caution. And that is I think that's gonna be your championship right there. Golly, that is, oh my God. That is a hit from the 45. Oh, blew it around again, look out, sliding, crashing, outside wall, caution, it's overtime. Got into it big time with Michael Mooney down in the turn 4, then just lost control, got finished off by Hutchinson. Multiple cars going around. Doesn't look like he's quite gonna be able to get in there. Ben Mashburn steps it out, he goes around. Emerson into the wall, Pirog into the wall. Big crash, and we have got our first car to the night, Jason Shu. Is on board with Jason Shu. just lost it. That is a hard hit into the wall. And watch Tim Branson here. He just gets nicked by Emerson. Emerson not with too much awareness about what was going on there. He was losing it all the way down through 3 and 4, and then that is a weird way to lose a car. Oh, we got cars going around. They do go hard into the wall. Yellow flags out. Joey Barrett's collected. Charles scrambles to avoid. Branson locks it down. Same as last time, just loops it off of 4 down low. As soon as he touched the apron, the car snapped back on him. He overcorrected back up towards the top side of the racetrack. Tried to turn the car down. Oh, Morker got rear-ended, it looked like, by Josh Emerson, I think. This is Tim Branson right behind that 53 car. Morker's going to check up here for the car, and unfortunately, Branson was already there. And, oh, a hard shot into the inside wall from Mike Morkrid. Steps it out, spins it down, and kind of straddled the grass before. And now hard to the inside wall for Ben Mashburn as he loops it off the corner, and that could. Just went in a bit too hot, and as soon as he clipped that apron, it just went. Oh, just lost it on the bumps and spun that one all the way out by himself. Oh, just tagged the inside wall as well. That's a shame. And just like Plute did, caught those bumps, but he instead rebounded hard into the outside wall. At speed. Ouch. That is a hard hit. You'll see this developing left side of your screen. He tried, but he was committed. He encountered a couple of problems. This is the first problem here, where he lost control down off of turn number 4, and then 5 laps later on lap 140, this happened, and this is what puts him out of the race, I believe. He again loops the back end and spun it down, and I think at that point he just decided, nope, enough is enough. I'm out.